Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking NBA action. Timberwolves at Sixers. We've got a promo code. The code is FINAL for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. We've got an advanced line on this one where the Sixers are home favorites by 9.5 points. Total is 231.5. We've got the T-Wolves coming in at 12-36, 21-26-1 against the number. Meanwhile, the Sixers are 33-15, 27-18-3 against the number. And of course, fighting for that top spot in the East, despite Joel Embiid missing the last 10 games, but they've been pretty solid. I think they're 7-3 over those last 10 games without Embiid. But the big question in this one is, will Embiid play? I think they've put out that he is probable to return this weekend. They didn't say which day, so I think he is still a question mark in this one, and obviously a big one for the Sixers. But regardless, we're going to break this one down. We have Lee from ASA here. Lee, what's your take on T-Wolves and Sixers?
Well, interesting you bring up the point about Embiid in this number on this game. If it's -9 or less without Embiid, I'm more comfortable with that bet than I am with, laying maybe potentially 12 with him. So my recommendation would be Philly minus the 9 in this game, our single-digit spread. 76ers coming off a big 6-game road trip. They've won 5 of their last 7 overall. When you talk about Philly, you talk about their defense first. They're second in the NBA in defensive efficiency, allowing just 1.074 points per possession. That compared to Minnesota, who doesn't play defense, they're 27th in the NBA in defensive efficiency. Offenses, Philly still gets an advantage there. They're 14th in the NBA in offensive efficiency. Wolves 26th, so a big advantage for Philly there. Looking at the numbers, Philadelphia is in the top 8 in the NBA defensively in points allowed per game, field goal percentage defense, three-point percentage defense, and rebounding. Minnesota's offense is in the bottom 8 in those same categories. So a pretty big advantage for Philly. They also catch the Wolves off a game on Friday night. Minnie's just 3-8 straight up, 4-6-1 against the spread when playing without rest. They've got a negative differential of -8 points per game in those games. Most recently, they are 1-5-1 against the spread their last 7 games without rest. So lack of bench, lack of depth. We like Philly that's got an extra day of rest here, probably to get a good double-digit win here at home.
Yeah, I think Minnesota has some exciting players. Karl Anthony Towns obviously is back, and Anthony Edwards really electric in that game against the Knicks. A big win for this Minnesota squad, going down to the minute 102-101. Yeah. But then you look down their schedule and you see that they lost to Houston 129-107. Losing to the Rockets by that much is 4-point favorites. Man. Anybody who loses to the Rockets this season, that's a tough look. But like I said, the Sixers team has been pretty solid, even without Embiid. Still very much in contention for the East. And I think if you told Sixers fans that they would still, be in the talks for the number 1 seed, even without Embiid, they'd be really happy if they're not, super critical Philadelphia people, which sometimes they are. Looking at a total of 231.5, you talk about defense for the Sixers. Any leanings on a total here?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a couple trends with this total. Philly right now is on a 7-3 under run. Minnesota 5-2 to the under. Looking at their season numbers, both teams play extremely fast. They're 2 of the faster paced teams in the NBA. But in their last 5 games, the Wolves' scoring is down 3 points per game. Philly's scoring is down 7 points per game. So I would probably lean towards the under in this game. I don't like it when fast-paced teams match up against each other, because then once they get going, they can score a lot of points in a hurry. But looking at the current numbers and how they're trending, I would probably lean towards the under.
Right, and a lot of that will depend on if Embiid is playing too, because obviously, he can go out there and score a ton. That's the thing, when you have guys like Ben Simmons, he's not necessarily a straight-up scorer. He kind of brings a lot to the game with his defense and with assists. So obviously, I think the big question here is Joel Embiid, so definitely pay attention to that. But if you do like the Sixers, you should probably grab him now, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Before this number, moves drastically, if he does end up playing. That's going to do it for our NBA talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Lee from ASA. Lee, thanks for joining us.